Hey mamas, welcome back to my series, The Truth About Your Postpartum Body, and today we are discussing the mummy tummy. Now, we've all had one, we've all struggled with it. 90% of my clients are going to say to me that their biggest grievance is, the biggest thing that they want to change, the biggest thing that they're uncomfortable with is their mummy tummy, because there's so much misconception out there and lack of information about what's happening and what we need to do. So think about this. We grew a baby. We grew organs, we grew systems, we grew hair, nails, toes, feet, fingers, arms. We grew a human being. And then, to do that, to house that baby, our core, our abdominal stretched up and then it stretched out to accommodate this growing baby. Then what happens after we have the baby? We go to the doctor and the doctor gives us the all clear to return to light exercise. Now, what is light exercise? Is it crunches? Is it sit-ups? Is it jumping? Is it walking? What is the information out there that we get to return to? It's one of the biggest changes. It's a 9-month progressive injury that women go through, and we have to embrace this concept of rehabilitation of the core before we jump back into exercise. I'm going to tell you my story. I didn't have any idea about what the rehabilitation process was. I thought that what the exercise that worked for me before I had my baby would be just as impactful and get me the results after I had my baby. I did not know about diastasis recti. I did not know about abdominal separation. I wasn't checked, but when I went to the doctor, the baby got checked and I just got told, are you feeling okay? And I said, yeah, I'm feeling fine. I've had my stomach cut open because I had a cesarean, but apart from that, I'm good. She goes, you're good to go. So off I went. My first trip back to the gym, because I felt good, because I felt, like I was able to, I went straight into doing, pains me to say what I went straight into doing, but it is my story and I'm going to tell it because it's why I do what I do today. I went straight into weights, lunges, that elliptical machine, and then I finished off with the crunches because I was so desperate to bounce back. So I did crunches, leg lifts, planks. Oh my goodness! On my first day back at the gym, 6 weeks, 5 weeks, and 5 days after having a cesarean, I walked into the gym and I did a plank. It pains me to tell you that that's what I did, but I didn't know any better. Nobody told me. And worst thing ever was that I did it in front of the trainers at the gym. And not one person came over to me and said, what on earth are you doing? No. So because I thought I was doing the right thing, I continued. And then let's just fast forward 8 months down the track when I was seeing results from my exercise and eating regime on other parts of my body. But my abdomen, my tummy, still looked like I just had a baby. There was no tightening, there was no shrinking, there was nothing really going on, and I couldn't quite work out what was happening. So fast forward a little bit of training and a little bit of research and a little bit of certification, and I have realized now the correct way and what we should be doing after we have a baby, which is rehabilitating our core. It is a vessel that carries us, from our pelvic floor right up to our diaphragm, around to our lower back. It is such a powerful unit that we have, and it's so misunderstood. So what can you do? And this is the thing, most postpartum women don't realize that you can start this at any time, whether or not you are a few weeks after having your baby or a few years after having your baby. You start with this concept of abdominal breathing, and the whole point of it is to be able to reconnect us to our deep core and restore our connective tissue that holds us together underneath the surface, in that 6-pack layer that people see, or the flat stomach. It all starts with reconnecting to your deep core. And once you progressively strengthen your muscle and your connective tissue down there to a point where you can progressively move into other exercises, you can progress from there and you will start to see fast results. But if we don't understand this and we're not going through the correct way and the correct education and the correct assessment by a medical professional to find out where we are in our journey and have a plan in place of where we need to go, you're probably like me, aggravating an injury rather than healing your body.